for me, I was like, wow, I want to be like these champions.
Why shooting and what's the most compelling thing about it for you?
Actually, it's for women, for the Arab women, because shooting at the beginning of my career was like shooting is a dominating sport for male. And at some point I said, okay, but no, it's not true. I won World Cups and Asia and everything, and I qualified. I was ranked #1. And I'm like, yeah, this is the year. Till today, I still miss targets, so just to tell you how difficult, because the environment changes, the climate change, it's an outdoor sport, the rain changes, the visibility change, the conditions might change. So we can face anything at any time. Being the first Arab female woman to participate and to do all these achievements, I opened doors for a lot of Arab women that today we can see everywhere in the Arab countries. For me, this is an achievement more than maybe winning a medal.
Hello, and welcome to a new episode of Abtal, a podcast series from the National News dedicated to Arab athletes and their respective journeys towards the Paris 2024 Olympics. I'm your host, Reem Abulleil, and today I'm joined by Lebanese trap shooter Ray Bassil, who is getting ready to compete in her 4th consecutive Olympic Games this summer. A reigning Asian champion and former world #1, Ray has built a 20-year shooting career that saw her win multiple World Cups and Asian Championships. She was the flag bearer for her country at the Tokyo 2020 Games and is looking to become Lebanon's first Olympic medalist since 1980 and the first ever Lebanese woman to make the Olympic podium. In a male-dominated sport like shooting, Ray has carved a path for herself from a young age and has blazed the trail for Arab women across the region, encouraging many to follow in her footsteps. In this wide-ranging conversation, the 35-year-old Ray discusses the intricacies of a sport like shooting, how she managed to sustain her career for the past 2 decades, where her intrinsic motivation stems from, and what it means to carry the hopes of a nation on her shoulders. Ray Bassil, thank you so much for joining me today. I know you're very busy, so I really appreciate your time, and welcome to Abtal.
Thank you. Thank you for having me with you.
Ray, the last time we spoke was before Tokyo. You were going to your 3rd Olympics. Now, mashallah, you're going to your 4th Olympics. How does it feel? It's massive. It's 2 months away and you're going to be a 4-time Olympian. How does that feel?
Basically, I'm very happy because being at my 4th Olympic Games, for me, it's very challenging, and it's very nice to be one of the best athletes in Lebanon, and it's a pride for Lebanon to participate as well at the Olympic Games, and especially in Paris. It's all about different experiences, because my first Olympic wasn't like the second and the third, and I hope the 4th will be another experience as well. So I really hope to do the best, and I really hope to bring back home a medal, and this is our aim and this is our target.
And I know that you qualified for this. We're going to get into each of your Olympic experiences later in the episode, but First I want to talk to you about your qualification, because it was at the Asian Championships last year. You got gold there in South Korea, but as far as I know, the first few targets did not go that well for you in that competition.
At all.
Can you walk me through?
The final was the startup of the final was a bit difficult. I missed 4 targets out of 5, so to do a comeback was really, really hard. But I really put all myself into it, and I said I don't want to go from here without qualifying and without having my quota placed to go to Paris, and Lebanon deserves to be there. So that was the aim thing to do, and I just black out, and all my focus was on hitting the targets. And from entering first, I finished first with the gold medal and the quota place. So honestly, I couldn't be happier than this, because this year was very challenging. 2023 was very extremely challenging for me on all levels and all aspects, and very hard. So doing this for me was really, really amazing, So
Why was 2023 particularly challenging? What were some of the biggest challenges?
I mean, every athlete, I suppose, goes through challenges and through so many things. Can be work, can be emotional, can be distractions, can be a lot of things that doesn't make you to be at your best. But for me, it was a learning year. I learned a lot of things. I discovered so many things. So, and this is what made me who I am, a better version of myself today that is bringing me back trust and confidence and a hard worker person and an athlete that is really willing to fight till the end to reach the goal. And this is the most important part, that every person who wants to get somewhere needs a dream, but a dream without a goal, it doesn't make sense. And this is what I'm doing. I'm putting every single day a new goal to myself, a new achievement for myself. But this is for just to develop more my talent, my technique, my way of doing things. Um, I even feel more mature in a way or another, So this is why I said my first experience at the Olympic is not the second and the third, and it's not gonna be like the fourth one. So this also plays a very important role in my career, and I'm just enjoying the process. To be honest, it's all about the process. It's all about the way how you take and how you do things to reach your goal. And you don't have to be obliged to do it. You just have to enjoy it. And you just have to be thankful and grateful for every moment you're just spending and doing to be there and to reach your dream.
And when did you manage to develop this mindset? Because a lot of athletes, when they start out, they focus too much on the results, and usually that's a lot of people say that's not the way to go, because if you focus too much on the result, you're not really enjoying the process. For you, how did you develop? How early or how late do you feel did you develop this mentality? What urged you?
I don't know. For me, early or late, I don't know, because for me, there's nothing too late. Even if in your latest part of your career, you might learn things that I've never learned in my past 18 years, 19 years. So it's okay. It's not, but actually, I don't want to say even failure, the word failure, but even the bad days or the days where I did not really achieve a goal or didn't win or didn't do any progress, for me, this what made me believe that I was thinking to something else, So before my thinking was about the results, and then I changed my mindset and I said, okay, let me enjoy, because when you think about results, you forget the process of how to do really good results. So at some point I realized, and thanks to all the mentors that are following me, I have 2 in Lebanon and 2 abroad. And this is something very important, to be really surrounded by the right people, to always reminding you why you picked this, why you're doing this, what's the pleasure of doing this. And every day now I remind myself that yes, I'm doing this because I want to, because, so this is actually like a method to just keep on remembering why I'm doing this kind of sports, and with all the challenges that I might pass through. At the end of the day, it's very important to mentally be ready and mentally accept everything surrounding you. And because any sport, in my opinion, even if physically or technically you're really good enough, you're so talented, but mentally you're not ready to face or to really fight or to manage your emotions, your moments, to be in the zone, it doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
So that actually brings me to my next question. What is your why? Why shooting, and what's the most compelling thing about it for you that made you're almost now 20 years into your career?
Actually, it's for women, for the Arab women, because shooting at the beginning of my career was like shooting is a dominating sport for male. And at some point I said, okay, but no, it's not true, because even I was younger at that time, like 20 years before going backwards. So, the mentality was a bit different. The approach to things were different. So I said, no, I want to prove that no, shooting is a very classic sport, is a very um, elegant, and it's a royal sport anyway. It's known long time ago that it's a very royal sport, and that was one of the things that, yes, I want to prove me as a woman that this kind of sport, nominated to be a managed sport, is not, because everywhere in the world they do. So being the first Arab female woman to participate and to do all these achievements, I opened doors for a lot of Arab women that today we can see everywhere in the Arab countries, teams, women team participating, and you have one also from Egypt participating in the Olympic Games. So I feel happy and proud of it. For me, this is an achievement more than maybe winning a medal, because it's a future, like creating history and building a future and opening doors for young people, opening doors for women to be more present into sports. And as you know, Reem, this Olympic Games is the first Olympic where we can find 50% the participants are men and 50% participants are women. And this is something really incredibly amazing. So this is the why. Plus, definitely to create history for Lebanon. And I suppose this is the most important part.
So when you were 15 years old, I believe your father took you to a shooting range. This is how you got into it. What was your feeling like when you went? Did you, because it seems that from very early on you realized this is really just like only men are competing in this, or only men are doing this. So when you went for the first time, what was it like? What was the scene like? And were you hooked right away?
For me, it's like going to any kind of new sport that I just want to try, because when I was young, I was very athletic. So all kind of sports my parents used to drop me in, I was like, okay, no problem. I learn, I go, I compete, I win, and then I decide if I want to stop or I want to continue. So, but that was really different because basically the idea is different. By knowing my dad, he was the Lebanese champion in shooting as well, and he used to travel to participate in so many competitions. So I just don't. Maybe I didn't want to fail him, or just telling him that I didn't like it, or. But basically, it turned that I like it. Even though I turned blue all over, like my cheek, my shoulder, because the first gun I shot with was a hunting gun. So imagine the recoil. It's not like today there's new guns with less recoil. And I said, okay. So when I came home, and this is where was the big thing, that my mother, when she saw me blue all over, and she said to dad, listen, okay, our daughter is not going to do the sport. I said, why? He said, Mom, look at yourself. You turned blue all over. You're not in pain. I said, no, I'm not in pain. And I told her, okay, then we will see what will happen next. And the second day, actually, when I came from school, I put my bag and I said, Dad, I want to go back shooting. And he said, Barway, you're still blue. How can you do this? I said, I don't care. I just want to go. And this is how I started. So I really wanted it in a way or another. Like something went out of me. So, and I was like, okay, I will do that. Let's do it. So every day I used to come from school to put my bag, grab something to eat fast, and I used to go with dad shooting a couple of rounds and come back, study, and that's how it started. It's a long path, actually. I mean, very, very long
I'm
path.
taking you back, yeah.
Back, going back. Yeah, I'm not talking like long past 5, 10 years. Like now, today, it's like I'm turning 20 years.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
Yeah, I was looking actually because yeah, I when I was researching this, I'm like, wow, this is literally, you started at 15, you're 35 now. It's not many people can keep up like this, and we're going to talk more about this, but you've been there the entire time. Like being able to go to all these Olympics is not an easy feat. So I wanted to ask you, what is the toughest thing about your sport that you think people don't know about it? Because I think that, okay, we see you guys shooting, we can tell, okay, you need to be focused, but I'm sure there's so much that goes into it. So what's the toughest thing about your sport?
Basically, they think shooting is like, okay, holding a gun and just shooting a target. You know, it's and if everyone could have done, sorry, if everyone can do this, then I suppose everyone would have been champions, and the lead would have been really difficult to reach every time. You know. So no, shooting is you shoot on a target, like a very small target, and what needs is a talent because you need the eye direction, you need a focus, you need reaction time. You need to be mentally ready. You don't have to think because the moment when you aim and the moment when the target goes off and you want to hit the target and like something just crosses your mind or anything happen, like you're done. So no, it needs a lot of focus and really good preparation. Um, till today, I still miss targets, you know, so just to tell you how difficult because the environment changes, the climate change, it's an outdoor sport, the rain changes, the visibility change, the conditions might change. So we can face anything at any time. And this is the thing that I suppose makes it more difficult, you know, so. But there's nothing easy, believe me.
Yeah, I agree. When did this? Was there a moment that you made you believe that actually, oh, I wanna not just compete, I wanna take this very seriously and actually go for the Olympics? Was there a certain turning point for you, or when did this Olympic dream start? Mm.
There was. Well, to be at my first Olympics was like I can't believe that I qualified, you know, and I was surprised when I knew that the last the competition made me qualify for the Olympic Games, you know. So definitely I was younger, and my first experience. So I ended up looking around athletes, taking signatures, just collecting pins, and so it wasn't like today or it wasn't at all the same feeling and sensations like I put another target to go to Rio after London. Um, for me, I was like, wow, I want to be like these champions, you know, and this is what gave me again another motivation just to really work on myself to qualify for the next Olympics, which was Rio. And this is the year where I really exceeded. Like I won World Cups and Asia and everything, and I qualified. I was ranked number 1, and I'm like, yeah, this is the year. It's 2020. This is 2016, my year, and unfortunately, at the Olympics, it didn't turn out the way it should be because mentally I was a bit weak. I was taken by the results, as we spoke at the beginning, more than just enjoying the process of being at the Olympics, you know? So
Yeah,
that's the
you
difference.
went to Rio ranked number 1, exactly, and I would assume that really raised
Yeah.
your expectations. Was that the case? Did it somehow make you feel that?
It could be, yes. It could be, yes.
So, what's an actual event like for you as a trap shooter? There's a qualifying and then there's the final. Can you tell us what
The first, we have qualification days. We have 2 days. The first day is 75 targets. We shoot on 75. Second day on 50 targets. The total is 125. And the higher you get on 125, the higher you have the possibility to make the final. They take the finalists. There are 6 finalists. So we go back from 0. And then we shoot another round of 25, 1 shot, because the qualifications we are allowed to use 2 shots. So the finals are 1 shot, and then we go by elimination. So the person who shoots less than 25 goes out, and then another 5, another athlete go out, and then so on and so on until we reach 4. And the fourth, they play on another 5 targets, so what remains are 3, and then another 5. So the remaining 2, which they play on gold and silver, they shoot 10 targets extra. And this is it's a long process as well.
it sounds nerve-wracking. And also you do 5 different positions but there's actually only one thing that releases the target, right? But in different directions. Do I get that? Did I get that right?
Yeah, target. Yeah, we have five positions. On every position, we have three machines. They release the machines, the targets in different direction, can be straight, right, left with different angles. So basically, we do not know the targets. Maybe some athlete they might memorize the schemes that they take place during the event. And this is where we have to hit the target. So once we're on, we step on the position and we call the target. The target goes out from the banker, and this is where we have to follow the target and hit the target.
So obviously your concentration has to be off the charts and your reflexes. How do you train for something like that? Like how what's the mental training that you
Some
do?
eye exercises, some eye coordination exercises, physically, mental exercises. You know, it's a lot of things. It's a lot of things.
So are you a calm person by nature? I feel like you need to be calm in a sport like this. Are you like that away from the range?
I am. Yeah, I am a calm person
Okay.
in general.
So
But my mind can blow up on things. But I mean, no, I'm usually I'm a very calm person, and I became calmer when I started practicing the sport.
okay. So you mentioned that you won the World Cup in Baku recently. Congratulations on that.
Yeah,
I think this is
thank you.
the first time in 8 years that you're back at the top of the podium. You've made the podium, but winning gold again at a World Cup.
For
Yeah,
gold.
that
Yeah,
was
yeah,
8 years after the one you had. I think it was in Cyprus. No, if I'm not mistaken, the first.
yeah. Definitely.
So how did that feel? You know, like an 8-year journey to go back to the top of the podium. What was that like for you?
It's beautiful. It's nice. You know, I cannot say it's not nice, but my goals are different. My mindset and my goals are different. It's being more satisfied about things that, for me now, I'm working on them. But sure, a medal is a medal, you know. But deep inside, I'm not satisfied about it, as it should be.
What are some of the goals that you can share, or the things that you're working on that give you the satisfaction that we're talking about?
Can be the qualification score at the beginning. Can be more my approach to the competition. So many things, you know, like little things that can really make a difference.
Okay. I wanted to ask you about Tokyo because we spoke about London, we spoke about Rio, your third Olympics. Tokyo in general, for so many athletes, was probably every single athlete. I think it was very difficult just because it got postponed and not everyone had access to training facilities. And I remember you were training in
Yeah.
your garage at some point when there were lockdowns and
Mm-hmm.
things like that. And tell me about what that whole Rio experience was like in the build up and there as well.
Tokyo was really it was a different Olympics for the meaning of it, and all of it was really different. But actually, it was also a good experience. Um, the fact that they really postponed a year, this made the athletes really frustrating. It's frustrating, you know, because you work hard for 4 years, and then suddenly, like, they postpone another year. So that wasn't easy, you know, on us. And we said, okay, like now 3 years, fine, 20, and then 21. It wasn't that easy for me, or I suppose any athlete, because you have to really give again, mm, more time, more training, more challenges, and we were like in the denial phase, like yes, no, no, yes, there is not, they will postpone, they will cancel. So I think this was the most frustrating part. Where after I took it like, okay, there is no choice. The ranges are closed, and there is no other way to do it. So, um, I need space. I need just to always keep on feeling, you know, the sensation with my gun, and I said, all right. The only way to do it is in the parking. So I called my coach and I said, listen, the only way to do it is in the parking. Where I stay, there is a gym, but the gym was closed as well because, with COVID and everything. And this is how we ended up training in the parking because we needed the space, we needed the you know, just to get out of my comfort zone.
And
And this is what happened.
I remember, I think part of you doing that also was kind of sending a message in a way to the government to be like, hey guys, there are a lot of athletes who are trying to.
Yeah, I did a big campaign about it. Like everyone, like Lebanon turned like crazy. But definitely nothing changed. So luckily, they opened back some airlines, and I flew back to Italy. There was only one range where it was open and allowed where to shoot, and there was a gym. So it's like small compound, and this is where I stayed there for 6 months.
Do you need to travel a lot in order to train?
I do travel. I'm here now, like in Lebanon, for a week, but the main training is in Italy. My main training is there in Italy. It's more calm. My coach is there. Different ranges. Like we have competitions, so you just keep on in the mood of here get distracted in Lebanon. So I prefer to stay away.
So far, there's only 2 Lebanese athletes for this Olympics that are officially qualified.
Yeah.
It's you and Letitia in Taekwondo. Hopefully, there will be more. There's still some time. I'm curious. Why do you? What are the reasons? Do you think that it's not very easy to have many, like a bigger delegation coming out of Lebanon?
Because sports in Lebanon is not supported. Is not being supported. And with all the crisis we had in Lebanon and with all the problems with the explosion, the young people are traveling to work, to study, and the government is not present. It's a big thing. So that's why there is no one really to focus on young athletes and help them reach. Because actually, we do have a lot of talent, but we don't have the support. I don't have the support.
So,
But with all this, it's okay.
so how come you were
Yeah.
able to do it?
From my work, from people, from my parents, a lot of people are trying to support me in a way or another. But as a government, there's nothing. There's nothing.
So in
That's okay.
no, but I'm very impressed in general by the mentality of, because I feel like one of the common things in a lot of the Arab countries is the athletes who do make it. It's always usually a lot of individual effort with little support. But the click in their mind that happens is that they stop giving excuses and seeing the circumstances as an obstacle.
You create the excuses. No one will create them for you. When you understand what's all happening around you, and when you accept that yes, this is the situation, take it or leave it. If you take it, then there is no excuses. If you leave it, then it means you don't want to fight. So it's up to you to decide. And this you do it in everything in life. It's not just into sports. So for me, it was like take it or leave it. So I took it, and I'm fighting till the end.
Is it a lonely experience doing this at your level without having like a massive sporting community around you in Lebanon? Like even when people travel to like Asian Games or Olympics or something, you would feel it makes a difference if you're just alone or you have a lot of people around you. So what's it like for you?
I'm used to it.
Yeah.
I'm used to it. It's okay. No,
Okay.
that's the situation. So yeah.
What's the key to your consistency? Because, like I said before, like it's not easy to keep at it. Usually, there are dips. There are people who walk away, come back. I feel like for you, it's been very consistent. What is the key for that?
Every time I fall, for me, it's a key for me to rise again, and it's a key for me to learn more and adapt more and accept more and be more positive and be more acceptance is plays a big role, and especially which is the most important part, is that the idea of the dream is still here. It's not gone.
Mhm.
It's here. It's in front of me. So I just, as I said, it's putting new goals, new challenges, new things just to reach it. I'm just close to it, but it's there. It's still there. It never evaded me.
And this is an expensive sport, so I'm sure also it factors in as well. What season after
Definitely, of
yeah,
course.
season after
Mm.
season, has it always been easy for you to get sponsors or to finance your career, or has that always been something that you have to work on all the time?
Not really, not really, not really. In Lebanon, it's too hard. It's too difficult. But again, it's okay. I work on myself. I found a job. My salary goes on myself. I invest on myself. And after Paris, we'll see.
So what do you do? What do you do away from shooting? What's the job?
I worked as a consultant with the Saudi Federation, Shooting Federation. I have my own business as well, and in restaurant, and I work in finance, in a financial company. So I'm trying to manage three work just to maintain and invest and to keep on investing on myself.
That's awesome. That you must have a very busy schedule juggling all that, because
I do, I do,
I did see
I
that
do.
you reopened your father's old restaurant.
Yeah,
That must have been also a nice
mhm.
emotional thing for you, to bring that back, right?
Very, very. But now I switched to a new concept as well.
Okay. And just where did the passion for this come from? Like what made you want to get into the restaurant business?
It's a family business at the end of the day. Like from my mom's side or dad's side, they are both into this kind of business. So, and at the end of the day, you have to create something because at some point you might retire. So you need something like a security for yourself. And I found out that why not, and this is the way we did it.
Um, Throughout the years, did you ever come close to retiring from shooting? Was there a moment that you were very close to that?
A lot of moments, but no, a lot of moments like angry moments. When I'm angry, when I'm tired, and so you get this emotion thing coming up to your head and saying, "Okay, Ray, stop shooting." But no, I don't think. For now, no. After, I don't know, but for now, uh, the idea is not there.
So obviously, every athlete has to make a lot of sacrifices, and I'm wondering for you,
Of
when you
course,
look back, what are some of the biggest sacrifices you felt like you had to make to be a world class
so
track
many.
shooter?
It depends on the stages of life. It depends on the stages and the age and so many things.
Like what?
Like when I was younger, my friends used to go out, and okay, I used to go out, but I have to go back early because I have to wake up early. I have to go training. My friends are going for a vacation. I don't know, so the money that I would spend on doing the vacation with them, so I prefer to go and travel with that to compete in a competition. So yeah, there are so many things, but also it doesn't mean I didn't live my life and my age. We're not like all the friends around, but when I look at myself today, I said, okay, this is the path I chose. So I'm just happy about it, and look what I've done and achieved. So yeah, challenges can be so different.
So I was looking at some of the numbers from at least the last 3 4 Olympics, and actually more Arab women are medaling than Arab men, or there's more participation from the women actually
Mhm.
from the men. Like I was looking at the numbers, and it's quite interesting because in the past it was not the case at all. For many years, you'd find entire delegations of just men, and I'm wondering, do you think women's sport gets the recognition it deserves in Lebanon?
Yes and no.
In what ways, yes or no?
Depends what kind of sports, but not really. No,
So
men they do get. attention and more credibility, more media coverage, more than women. Yeah.
So what do you think more women can do more, because they're already meddling more, they're participating more, and I'm just wondering, what do you
It's not about women to do more. It's about the government to do more.
and I
It's
guess
the attention
perceptions as
should be.
well. I feel like if a
Yeah.
perception is stuck.
It's not about us to do. No, we are doing.
Mhm,
We are achieving. We are giving our country medals. It's not about us to do anymore.
mhm.
It's about them to respect this and take this as a plus and support us.
Okay. So what do you think can change perceptions? Like, I'm curious, do you think in your career you will see a shift happening, or is that still years away?
I might see it if I put my hands on and I try to change the perception. Let's see.
um, you once told me that Serena Williams is someone who you found particularly inspiring, and I'm curious, what about Serena
Yeah.
resonates with you the most?
She's a tough woman. She's strong.
Mhm,
She's the fighter, and I can see it in her eyes, and she's a fighter. But besides this, she proved to everyone that yes, she's a woman, but she can win, and she's a champion, and she's an Olympian, and she can have a family. She has a kid now. She opened her academy, so the process goes on.
mhm.
Mm.
Do you see this as your last Olympics, or you could be tempted to do?
I don't
You
know.
don't know.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
What would be some of the deciding factors, or what do you think would push you to go for LA?
Time. It's time.
Okay.
Time will identify everything.
I always finish the podcast by asking the athlete, what would make the Paris Olympics a successful Olympics in your eyes for you? What would make you leave Paris feeling that this was a success?
Of course, the win, but the thing is that I see Paris in a different way.
In what way?
Like any other competitions. And it is different. Paris will be different. Logistic wise, the ambiance is different. The sports are separated everywhere in Paris. Um, it's gonna be different, actually.
So is the shooting a bit farther away out from where everything is?
Whoa, we're way far. Like we're 3 hours and a half from Paris.
So you can't stay in the village.
So the time I reach, I go straight to Châteauroux,
Mm.
and this is where the games will take place. So we'll be alone there.
Mhm.
Uh,
So there's probably pluses or minuses to that, right? Like there could be, in a way.
yeah, for me, that's why I'm telling you, this definitely will be a different Olympics. Like the understanding of the Olympic Games, because I don't know even how they managed to do this, because the Olympics was one Olympic village. The races are done around the Olympic village. All the athletes are together. The opening ceremony. So this time it's gonna be very different. We'll see. We'll see.
Well, Ray, thank you so much for your time, and
Thank you.
best of luck. I know the next couple of months will be busy for you, but yeah, I'm looking forward to see how you do there.
Same. Keep in touch. Thank you, Reem.
There's a lot to learn from Ray, but her ability to accept tough circumstances and refusing to let them stand in her way is what stood out to me the most. There's a reason why she has been one of the most successful Lebanese athletes for so long. Where others see excuses, Ray sees opportunity. With the Olympic Games fast approaching, catch up on previous Abtal conversations on YouTube or anywhere you can get your podcasts. Thank you for joining us, and stay tuned for a brand new episode next week.